Oh, hello, and a good day to you. I hope that you're having a wonderful on-passive day. I know that I am. There's a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes that affect Mr. Mufareh and his family and friends, and obviously, some of the founders, a lot of the founders, the founder base. Some of these things are pretty difficult to navigate. Some are not so difficult. But I just want to remind everybody that, so that we can be aligned, so to speak, with the very high and the positive energy of our vision for lifting humanity and to bless on passive by lifting everyone in prayer and meditation. We're we're in a new transition here, but if we go back and think about it, we were actually born to be a giant. I'm going to give you a quote here from Mr. Mufareh. This was quoted 3 years ago. He said this, right? Quote, as good as on passive is, the things that you know and the things that you know as overall on passive now and future, it is much bigger than Facebook. It's much bigger than Google. And the most beautiful part is that it's to your advantage, to the customer. So when you think things are going to slow down or when you think things are going to run out of traffic, no, 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 no. You're going to hear the vibration on the ground. I promise you. Unquote. Mr. Mufareh told us that 3 years ago. Wow, look where we are right now, right? I mean, not only are we big, but we are absolutely unique. We're different because we're building the entire ecosystem, right, with a thread, a very thick cord of value, um, right through the whole customer experience. And no other company on the planet has provided so much value, taken so much time, and fine tuned what we've got to perfection, right? To offer the greatest value and superior experience that we've got with the user of all this in mind. And the difference is that OnPassive is born as a giant and a unique advantage by connecting with society from the ground up, right? In a new era era of leadership and technology. Now, technology changes our lives, right? And often we see that change come through, manipulation. That does not describe on passive. On passive is happening through inspiration, not manipulation. And Mr. Mufareh talked about this on his last webinar, saying, that it's a platform that's going to provide everything needed for success, no matter um, what level of success we want or even how we define that. And I guess this is to say that the different levels of success are going to be determined by the individual, right? We're going to have the same opportunities, the same tools, the same resources, but our personal success is going to be defined and it's going to manifest according to the extent that we use these tools and to the extent that we have an intention for the greatest good, right? To bless others through the use of all the resources that we've been given. Now, with this in mind, we can all achieve our desired level of success very soon. The founders, right, the brand ambassadors of OnPassive, uh, with our digital ecosystem as brand central, okay, um, the founders are no longer going to be the only members in OnPassive. I mean, very soon we're going to have customers and even reseller numbers that are going to make the number of founders look pretty small, right? And we're going to be opening up in stages. And as these stages roll out, we'll do more and more. And we're going to first start seeing that we're going to start getting the sharing links in the back office there. Um, all of this, the sharing links and all of the stuff that we have in the back office is technology and AI at its best. So there's going to be a lot of tools and concepts that we're using right now that really have not a lot to do with business. Um, but they have more to do with accomplishing our goals and becoming successful in life, right? More about putting forth important principles in living. So you can really stop looking for anything else, right? I mean, you're at the right place, you're at the right time. Onpassive is here. So we can just focus now on how we can help humanity and how we can go into the future with that whole mindset, how we can use the Onpassive ecosystem as a mechanism to help others in a very good way and to lift them. And this is how we can use the whole of the ecosystem as a legacy builder for us and for our families for many generations. Now, last week, Dr. Suha also talked about doing some initial press releases and following those releases, excuse me, we've also done television and radio interviews, and we're just getting started with it all, right? Um, They've also, Dr. Suha was saying that they have finalized the Onpassive vision, mission, and belief statements, and they're going to be putting those on our web. Um, They've also completed the digital brand identity that we'll be seeing that soon. And all of this stuff is important, and it's important that we look at that because it's important that we're all speaking the same language in a way, so to speak. And this means that we're standardizing the terminology and the communication that we have coming from Onpassive going forward. Also, very soon, founders are going to be able to access the OES or access O Founders only through the OES. This is to say that the access to O Founders is going to be shut down and will be directed to access the OES through our O Mail. That'll give us the OES dashboard, and it'll have all the products over there on the left-hand side. So keep your eye out for that. So as soon as you can, get in there and get registered in O Mail. Now, additionally, Mr. Mufareh said that there was going to be a universal package for the founders. I know that we were all worried about that. That's on our minds about the subscriptions. And there's also going to be a lot of other packages that will be, business to business packages. But don't sweat the load. Things are coming. Those will be available to us as well. We should get a peek at all that and get that going before we actually send things out to the public, or before we actually make things available to the public. Keep in mind, we're going to be getting those referral links, right? And the tech teams are integrating those right now, and they're putting them into the ecosystem with tools, and all of that's going to go really well. So keep looking for it because that's coming almost any day now. You will not have to use those links to recruit or to market or anything. I mean, I certainly will be sending those out, but you don't have to. And as a last thing, I'd like to kind of remind folks, be careful where you're getting your information from. Only get it from the back office. I mean, if you hear anything else outside of the office or back office, check to make sure that it's right. If you hear people putting things out that seem to be, wrong information and such, bring that to somebody's attention, or talk to them about that too. So lots of things are going on. I hope that you have a wonderful afternoon, and I thank you so much for listening. And I send blessings to each and every one of you. Thank you so much.